What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Future gets a bad rap for being a womanizer, impregnating the entire city of Atlanta, and not taking care of his kids. We very rarely hear anything positive about the young man. But today we are going to hear something interesting from an artist by the name of Des Dior. I've never heard of her. I don't really cover her. Beautiful young lady. I mean, she's kind of weaving, selling, tattooed up, but that's kind of what you get now. Maybe she'll have some gold teeth there, but she's still fine. I mean, I can't get her. What if I could? I would definitely trigger it off. Let me get back to the point here. Des Dior is going to say some things, guys, that are going to shock you. We hardly ever hear the big A word of accountability. We are going to hear that right now. And I want you to listen to what the young lady is going to admit to, and then we're going to come back.
So do you feel like the reason why your last situation did not work, is it because you didn't have that communication, or it was just one of those things where it's like, we grew apart, like it ain't really nothing to even speak on?
I feel like it was both of those things. Like, I feel like in my last situation, he was like super, super hands-on, and like we were both artists. So he was super hands-on with me, like helping me, just always there. So when it was time for him to like focus on his artistry, I found myself not really knowing how to take it, and I didn't really communicate that because I didn't realize like that's what I was doing for real. Yeah. Like I didn't realize I was in a space of being just a tad bit selfish. Yeah. But I wasn't wrong in every aspect, because there a way, like he could have communicated things, and I feel like he tried to or did, but maybe I just didn't. You know what I mean?
You were used to things being always about you.
Always about me. So it was like when it was time to really like, and like it took for me to like be out of the situation and go through like all of it just being over to come to this conclusion, and us like having a conversation and just and his POV was totally different from mine, but like that's my POV.
I love the accountability though.
Yes,
that's growth.
The accountability.
Because I remember back when everything happened, you weren't this woman enough to even admit that you were selfish.
Yes.
So high five to that, because that is growth.
Yeah.
And we not saying
that I'm just
that you just the issue at all. But you gotta know it takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango.
And
so I think
we all play our parts in situations.
A part of us just kind of like, I guess, everything happened for a reason, so I guess it was just meant to like grow apart for real. Like he played his role in my life, I played my role in his life, and it just was something that wasn't meant to last forever. Yeah. Maybe.
So, do you feel like it was worth it to step away from your situation in order to finally come to realization and what you did wrong, and also making you realize what you want out of a man the next go round? So was it worth it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like I do want to clear, well, I don't think this is the time to clear shit up.
All right.
But I feel like people, like, were under the impression of, like, things just being way more chaotic than it was. And it really wasn't that. Like, every situation don't have to leave in chaos. Like, it can really end peacefully, It don't have to leave in chaos, which is why it wasn't, like, a big scandal on the internet, which is why it's, like, I never went on no platform to bash or, like, hey, a lot of people just kind of looked at it as me, like, I don't know, they just say all type of shit.
Yeah, when you don't give them a story, they got to create one.
They created one.
And the fact that it was a peaceful breakup, it made your life easier because you didn't have to deal with the scandals and the internet and the blogs and the we want her in to come clear this up. Like, you didn't have to deal with none of that.
Like, I went through it privately. Like, I went through I went through everything. I got the chance to go through everything that I went through privately. I got to heal. Like, we could still have a friendship. Like,
it's no smoke.
It's no smoke.
And that also goes back in the first episode when we were talking about, like, how they want that out of us. They want it to be a scandal. They want you to get on there and bash your ex. And safe to say, we just really not them type of girls to make it get ugly, because
we like good people at heart. I think we said that too last time. Yeah, and when you so good to somebody, they can't really,
It ain't no bad blood.
It ain't no bad
and
blood.
honestly, when chaos is brought upon our lives, we literally like get depressed. We go through it get bad. So it's like we try to avoid all of the mess at all causes in all aspects of our life. Like we don't want the drama. We don't want the chaos. We don't want the back and forth on the internet because that just once we let that into our life, it's like shit just start getting funny. Moving like it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, and it make it harder to heal.
And look at you.
Hello.
Now, let me give her some shout outs because the sister didn't have to come out and admit these things. She could have said something else, but she didn't. She kept it a buck, as some of y'all say. She kept it a bean, as you say in the East Coast. But I want to get to some of these points here, if I can, if I may. And one of the points that I want to make is she admits that she is extremely selfish. He was committed to trying to help her with his career, but when it came time for him to focus on himself, all of a sudden she had a problem with that. And she didn't realize that until after that she was being selfish. And this is one of the things a lot of men that are successful deal with, in usually when you're a successful person, especially if you're a builder. I find naturally builders are people who do a lot of giving to the world. That's what builders do. Builders give a lot to the world. And so you attract people who can't do things for themselves, right? That's what builders do. And when you get with people who are not necessarily givers, because givers attract receivers. They don't have two things: any knowledge of, giving you your own space and seeing what you need. And they also don't know how fast they can be replaced. Most ladies live in a world that is about them and they're the main star. And that's most humans in general, but they really don't know how fast or how quick they can be replaced. I'm just going to be honest and serious. They don't know the speed of which it can happen. Okay. And when you really have a guy that you really rocking with and you really get sent back to the streets, and now you're dealing with dudes that put you at a side chick level, like it's really difficult to get a man, especially if you're a pretty lady now in today's world. A lot of ladies are pretty. You just got to understand that. It's really hard to get a man to just say, I'm going to just deal with you and put my energy into you, okay? And of course, if a guy likes you, he can deal with certain things. But when you're selfish, you're a problem causer, you're immature, and that's one of the things that really a successful guy doesn't have to deal with as much as a guy who's average. An average guy, if he gets a good-looking lady, he's more likely to put up with immaturity. A guy like Future, when a guy like Future knows in a snap of a finger you're gone, a guy is not going to sit there and talk to you about that shit. It's not going to happen. I mean, you can sit there all day and think how fine you are. You're going to get humbled. I mean, it's going to be quick. And it don't even matter how good you think he looks or how bad he thinks you look. Whatever the case is. One thing for sure is he's going to get you out of there. And it's going to be very quick. It's going to be fast. A lot of ladies don't know that. When you're telling a guy what you're not going to do and you're going to be problematic, I used to be the kind of dude and, try to tell a chick, like, who are you talking to? Do you know who you are? Like, like what's going on? Now it's like, let me call you back. You just block them. And because you have somebody that's going to fill that void. So I'm not going to keep telling you about yourself, that you're selfish, that you're not being relatable. I don't have time for you to see that. As much as I like you, you need to go and ruin somebody else's life. And there's too many ladies out there that have had opportunities with guys that are builders, that swing their bat, that can do great things. And a man is not going to just keep telling you when he don't have to. And unfortunately, a lot of these women believe the world revolves around them. And then when it doesn't, that's when you get that rude awakening. You get that girl wake up call like, damn, this dude really rock with me. He really cared about me. He really wanted to see me win. And now all the dudes you're dealing with now, you're like the side chick number 4 now. Like, do you know you can go from first to last real quick? Like, a lot of men don't want to. We're talking about so much feminism in today's world and women's rights. That's great. Let's talk about how you can go from first to worst in a matter of a month. You can be one man's main chick, wife. Another guy, you're just whatever. I'll see you when I see you, boo. And now you have to do the Larsa Pippen route where now you need like 4 or 5 guys to make up the one that you had. And then you're going on a situation where you're spiraling out of control. No successful man wants an immature lady. Of course we're going to disagree. Of course we can have problems. but you're immature, especially when I'm taking care of you. Like, that's one of the things. Like, if I'm not a man and I'm not taking care of you, I'm not helping you do things, that's fine. But I'm paying bills, okay? I'm sacrificing my money, my time to talk to you, to deal with you, and this is what you give me? And most men need to think about themselves like that. Listen, you're putting in effort into her. And I would tell a lot of guys, a lot of women don't feel like they should do anything for you. So you're taking time out to help them, to do things for them, and you're not getting anything out of it usually. You're not, at what point can you be sitting around, talking to a chick about what she needs to do? Or listen, we're not getting along, or you're not really respecting what I'm telling you to do. Guy's not gonna say that, okay? It's just to the point where as much as you don't want to, much as I like you, like my granny said, and make your head swim. And a lot of women need to get dumped like that think like her. Get dumped, realize that you're not as special as you think. None of us are. Most of us, we're only as special to ourselves, okay? We're special to ourselves. So that's what we are. We think that we're important, but we're not. Not to most people. And that's okay. But goddamn it, if you're not gonna give the value you're asking for people, you're gonna end up lonely. You're gonna end up dusty, because a man's not gonna put up with you on that level. He doesn't have to. He won't do it. He shouldn't do it, and he ain't gonna do it. And a lot of ladies out there, feel sorry for you. You're gonna learn this lesson. The next guy you get ain't gonna have shit. Usually, when you got the attitude. Then you see what competition really is. You can take pictures all on Instagram if you want, make yourself feel better. It's not gonna happen. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shirley Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Producer Far, you just heard the bell. We're out.